no idea where she was going with that one.
Been in my head all day. What up, y'all? This is Ladies with Keke. My name is Dana V.
And I am Cassie J.
And welcome to Tacky Tuesdays.
She's on one already.
You know? It's Tuesday. Boom. So I got the shades on because I have a sty on my eye. Even though she's all beat to the gods, but I'm gonna be under construction for a minute.
This is my regular Tuesday face.
Shit. Anyway. Nevertheless,
I thought we were working on our relationship.
Yeah, you know what? I apologize. You're right. I take that back. I'm sorry.
I feel like it's just so easy for us to be so negative in this world nowadays, and it's so much harder to be more loving to each other. I think we all should be more loving to one another. We should all work on that.
What she said.
I love you, Dana.
I love you too.
Now the show.
Now back to your regular
show
program.
that we're about to talk about. It was a lot of shade throwing.
So we're talking about that Married to Medicine LA episode
La La Land.
3.
And they, it's only season 1 because it's one season.
So episode 3.
It was called Jazzy's Dollhouse Brunch. Because Jasmine had a brunch.
Threw a dollhouse
at
brunch.
her house, and it was Barbie themed. We'll get into that later. So, where we want to start?
Start off with Britain. Did it start with Britain?
We can start with Britain. Yeah, I think it started with Britain. Britain's husband's still in town. He's on his way back home to Orlando. And it kind of showed that they not really having some communication issues.
It's not all the way there. And that's important, especially for a long distance
relationship. Yes, y'all on two different sides of the country.
Needs to be on point. Not so much for Britain. Poor thing.
And it was kind of disheartening a little bit because I thought that they was, solid. But, solid as a rock.
All right, I'm sorry.
But they weren't. Now, all this time that she's been here, she was saying that she's here to try to find a house for the kids and the family. And why you got your hand up like Hyro?
You two calling me.
Dana!
Here's the thing.
Oh, God.
If you're
just as bad as me when you say, here's the thing.
Well, here's the thing.
This is what I'm going to say.
So if she's been in LA for a year or a couple of years.
Yeah, something like that.
So I think that should be a number one priority. Don't take you a couple of years to find a house,
this was the thing. This was the problem. This was the part about the miscommunication. She did find a house. The miscommunication took part where they didn't discuss what location and what area they were supposed to be living.
Regardless.
That was where the miscommunication. No. That was the thing, though. She had found a house. Where she was at was where she was wanting to stay. The problem
where she's at right now is where she wanted to stay?
Yes.
Okay.
She was like, well, I found the house. The problem was, he's like, this ain't the area I want to be. And she was like, oh, well, where are you trying to be? He's like, Calabasas, or he said, what's the name of the other place? And I forgot too. And she was like, well, this would have been real helpful this time while I've been here and looking for a house. You should have told me this is where you wanted to live at. And he was like, I'm not trying to spend $4.8 million for a 6-bedroom house.
In LA. That's what
he's like, where we live at now, if I was to move to LA, move this house where we're at in Orlando to LA, it would be a shack. Well, sir, you live in Orlando, Florida, and you're moving to Los Angeles, California. Real estate's different. And the thing is, he's a real estate developer, so you should know.
This is your area of expertise. Hello.
So I was like, okay, so you mad at her, acting like she ain't did her job. Well, sir, you didn't do your job. You dropped the ball too. You didn't communicate too well. So I felt like they both sucked on that decision. So
communication get a little bit better.
Yeah, a little bit better.
Especially for a long distance relationship.
And he told her she had 3 months.
I mean, I would too. Like, I would give a due date. Like, look, I need something by this date. I mean, you've been here long enough. You live your best life in LA. I mean, come on now.
I agree with him, but I just felt like, in a way, it was kind of like, I did my job. Now you're coming to me and giving me criteria that you needed that you didn't tell me.
You didn't
if you would have told me from the beginning, then I would have had it done and we could have moved. But now you come to me now and I'm like, okay, that's like if you said, girl, let's go on vacation. I'd be like, girl, where you want to go? Girl, it don't matter. And then I say, all right, girl, we're going to Hawaii. Well, girl, I don't really want to be on no plane that long. Can you get something that's a little bit closer where, like, I only got to be on a plane for like 4 hours? Bitch, I don't book this and everything, girl. I thought
you said it didn't matter.
You said, girl, wherever. I just wanted to go somewhere. Now you be like, girl, well, you got 2 weeks to get this rescheduled and get our money back. Girl, you ain't getting your money back, girl. That's booked. Sorry. So that's why I was just kind of like, okay, now you're trying to put a time limit on me because now you mad that we've been out here this long and ain't nothing happened. So
it's kind of long.
It is a long time for y'all not to have that conversation though.
Yeah.
So
yeah, moving right along. What else happened?
Asha and her husband went to the OBGYN to talk about having a baby. Because, you know, at first he was like, he didn't want one because of money. Then they went to the doctor and they talked about it. So it seemed like he's getting on board for having this baby.
Do you feel like he may have some commitment issues?
I feel like, yeah, or I feel like it's commitment issues, or maybe it's something else that might come up later on that we don't know. Because, you know, this still also the same person, speaking of something else that we don't know. The ex-girlfriend that came to the party that we later found out, you know,
they were dating all.
They was dating doing medical school,
all through residency. 2 months before everything was all done. Everything was said and done. 2 months prior that he was going to be, you know, a doctor. He dumped her.
She moved out here for him.
Moved to LA for you. You dumped me. Come
to find out, according to Shanique's husband, they was dating at the same time. So that was the other reason why, you know, he didn't really want them to be mingling over there.
But I'm saying that's why I think maybe he has some commitment issues.
Maybe it's a commitment issue.
Maybe he's like, do you feel like
you asked why was she still here? Maybe he still. She said she ain't talked to him in a minute.
But why you still hanging around his circle of friends? You should.
I'll be honest. I divorced the whole family and I cut off. I can, you know, keep ties minimal.
But my question is, do you feel like their marriage is true and real? Because
they ain't been together for like 2 years.
The fact that he has commitment issues, so it seems. Do you feel like, okay, maybe he might leave her for something else new?
Well, I mean, you be with somebody all through medical school is the hardest time, and then you just know, he don't want to get tied now.
The jury's still out on him.
Yeah, because I
like Asha too.
When they was at the party for Jasmine, and she was sitting down talking to Britton about it, and she was like, well, what's his issue? And she said, he says, you know, financially, he's a little nervous. She said, girl, on his salary alone, he can take care of a baby and a wife. So
what you said,
it got to be something else. So even Britton said the same thing. And she knows them. So she's like, yeah, it's something else to this. So I guess we'll find out. But we'll see. I felt bad for Dr. Armani when she was talking to her. She texted her dad. And, you know, her husband was kind of like...
anti that.
Don't... Because he was like, I don't want you to get your hopes up and then be disappointed. And she texted him and basically was like, hey, I know you're busy. We both work. But I just want to know if, you know, we can meet up sometimes and just talk. His response back to her was, I'm at work. I have to think about it.
Oh.
And...
oh.
And you could see her go from here to
here. Well, F you too.
And her husband...
I can't.
Her husband was kind of like, babe, you know, it's kind of like, I told you so, but I don't want to say I told you so.
Yeah, you don't, because you don't rub it in, because that's hurtful. But at the end of the day, like I said, like, you know, last video, we was like, you know, don't burn that bridge. But it's like, at the end of the day, I'm not going to beg to be in your life. Girl.
So she was just like, I don't want to not pursue it any further, but I just...
After a while, like, she did her due diligence. So now it's on it's in his court. The ball is in his court. What are you going to do with it now?
She's
that's terrible.
It was, because it was like, you could have at least said, you know, I'm at work right now. I'll call
talk to you
later.
I'm gonna think about it. What is there to think about?
I said, can we meet up at some time? And you said, I'm gonna think about it. You could, like you said, you could just say, well, let me call you later and we can talk about that.
Yeah. Obviously, he doesn't want to be.
And you can think about that while you're at work or whenever you.
But obviously, he don't want to be in my life.
There's nothing.
It shouldn't. There's nothing to figure out. Do you want to have a relationship with me as your daughter or not?
And she's just
that's an or not. He basically said no without saying no.
And I think that's how her husband felt. Was like, he's telling you no.
Just don't call me when you need a damn kidney. How about that?
Don't call me when you need nothing.
Child,
not a thing. So that was a little sad to see her.
Yeah.
Have to go through that. It's like build your life up, and you're a psychiatrist for God's sakes, and you help other people, and it still doesn't change. Having to help yourself. So, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Now,
Jasmine.
This party.
Lord have mercy.
The party, like we said, was Barbie doll themed. And she wanted everybody to come to the party
dressed as dolls.
As a Barbie doll, or as your favorite doll, or whatever. Most of the people was like, no. Basically, we ain't doing that.
I'm grown.
Dr. Monty said, they said, what Barbie are you? She said, I am irritated black woman.
Yes. All day in the flesh.
And she was like, oh. She was kind of like, I know she wanted to be like, what Barbie is that?
Her dumbass probably would.
What line of Barbie was that? I didn't get that Barbie. Was that a Mattel Barbie or was that a Bratz Barbie?
Exactly.
I've never seen that Barbie. Is that an American doll?
I cannot stand Jasmine.
Nobody came dressed as a doll.
Because they're grown.
I'm gonna be honest. I love theme parties.
Me too.
I love when we watch these shows and they do theme parties. Nene is notorious for a theme party. I love when Candy did her dungeon party. It was real X-rated.
But yeah, dolls.
You should just said, I'm doing a pink party or something.
You need to understand what group you're in. These are doctors.
Just say a pink party.
These are doctors. They're not going to be dressed up as dolls, and it's not Halloween. Are you serious?
Just say we're doing pretty in pink.
Just come.
And everybody wear pink. Dr. Monty said, I can't do all this pink. I don't like, and everybody don't like the color pink.
So like the party seemed like a hip hop party, not really a party or a brunch for elite people.
They were talking about, first of all, before they even got started the party, Dr. Armani and I think it was Noel coming into the house. They were talking about it when they pulled up. Because no one has seen Jasmine's husband, apparently. He's never around. So when they got there, they seen his car in the front. He has a Bentley, I think. And they said, oh, Bentley, they say that this is a really nice car. It has, some of them have bars in the car. So they were trying to look. They said, oh, this is her husband's car. Oh, let's look. So when they get into the house, they was like, this is her house? Isn't her doctor in? He's like a physician, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he can afford this.
Now, I will say you can't really count someone else's wallet.
That was like, he has his own practice and all,
but not for this. And they basically, she said it looked like a drug dealer's house.
She did. She was like,
because it gave you the vibe of new money. When so like a rapper gets new money. Oh, let's get this big old house, even though I really can't afford it. And there's no real class or sophistication on it. It's just, look at my money. Look at my money.
We are here. We have arrived.
So it's kind of like new money. You know what I mean? It's like,
that fresh lottery.
You're either new to this or you're true to this. Apparently, they look like they knew to this.
They knew. It's fresh pickings. It's just like the other Married to Medicine. Most of them was the first generations. And nobody there to teach them.
But there was a little slight difference,
No one's there to teach you.
They had some sophistication.
Who? Jackie and Simone.
Yeah, even Toya and Eugene, they had some sophistication a little bit.
The ones that owed the IRS all that money.
No, we're not gonna judge. We're not gonna judge that. I'm talking about their taste. Like Jasmine, it looks like the type that will get all the labels that show their symbols. They're like Fendi, all the F's and the Gucci with all the symbols. Instead of having like a regular like sweater, this could be Gucci, but you wouldn't know. But no, she wants people to know, honey. You better see that logo.
Listen, Dana's
very
tone
superficial.
Has changed before we started recording because her tone was not like this me hitting record. She had a totally different tone before I hit record. I'm so proud of her, though. See, you thought I was about to throw shade at you.
I thought I was waiting for it.
See how she is so conditioned to receive shade and hate, but I am operating off of love. Okay, love. Back to the shadiness that the show was bringing them, because again, like I said from the beginning, they wasn't operating off of love. Back to them talking about the shade. They were sitting down. And Jasmine said, I'm so glad you all came. She's just so happy. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you all for coming. So what do you guys think of the party?
Lord have mercy.
No, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I was a little upset that you invited me. I was like,
damn.
Right, well, damn.
Who said they, Money?
Noelle.
Oh, really?
She was like, I'm a little mad you invited me. I was like, Noelle, why are you mad?
I know, tell me how you really feel.
She said, I mean, this whole party, this whole thing about Barbies and stuff is very damaging, okay? Yes. I said, oh, God. She's about to go on here, Sister Soldier.
I mean, but honestly, though, you just tell that's the mindset of Jasmine. Superficial, plastic fake.
Her and Shanique. And that's what she did. She went on and they talked about body images, and she was telling her about how this whole thing about being a Barbie and looking like a Barbie is damaging. And she was like, my daughter used to think that she had looked a certain way. Mm-hmm. And nowadays, it's so bad. Social media make you think that you gotta look a certain way. Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's not realistic.
It's not.
Real people have flaws. You have fat, you have cellulite, you have stretch marks. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You want yourself a little biscuit on the side, go ahead.
If you have to go and take, they say now that you have these doctors, they say that people will take a Snapchat filtered picture into the office and say, I want you to make me look like this. And the doctors is like, that's not a real picture.
It's not realistic.
But people want to look like their Snapchat
and you're going to mess around and end up looking like Lil' Kim because you want to be something that your ass ain't.
Why we got to say Lil' Kim?
Where's the lie, though? Where's the lie? She fucked up her face. Where's the lie?
But I like Lil' Kim.
I like her, too. I'm disappointed that she did all that day on surgery.
Somebody wasn't there to love her.
You know what? That's exactly it. Self-love. If you love yourself, you accept you accept yourself for your flaws and all, you wouldn't care. That's the problem.
Curtis was supposed to love me.
I'm so done with her. I am so done with her. It doesn't make sense.
Curtis was supposed to love me. So they sat there and all had this whole conversation about body image. And then Jasmine wanted to take credit for this conversation. She was like, I'm so glad we're talking about this. This is what this party was for. This is why I wanted to
try to flip like she did.
Girl, no, you didn't. Girl, you wanted everybody to look like Barbie dolls.
Exactly, because that's your world. You know what they should have been playing in the background of that scene is Beyonce's Pretty Hurts.
They should have played something. They should have played
Y'all need to listen to them lyrics.
They should have played something.
Listen to them lyrics.
They should have said, bitch, you guessing. They should have played something.
You was right.
So, the last thing that happened on the show that shocked me and made me a little upset was, so Shanique sat down with with Dr. Britton and Imani and said that, so what do you think about the party? And that's when, Imani was saying, I think her house was like a drug dealer's house. And so then she told them about, the whole ex situation, inviting Asha's ex, her husband's ex to the party. And she said, I wish I could have sat down with you two and explained to you and let you guys know that I was going to invite her. And they was kind of looking at her like, why did you need to tell us? You should have told Asha.
Exactly.
She said, I did tell Asha.
So this is like, oh.
I was like, excuse me. Oh. Rewind. Time out. You said you did what? So, she was like, I told her. They said, so you told her before the party?
So she knew.
So she knew?
She made a scene for no reason.
And you did do this anyway? So she was right when she was saying it all that time. So you are an actress.
Yes.
And you're making a scene.
And you are dramatic.
So I do want to still wait, because, you know, this is just her side.
Right.
I do want to see what Asha's side is. But, you know, based on the previews for next week, now, when Shanique's husband told her that, you know, the time lapse between them two dating, you know, she was like, can you confirm this? He was like, there was a time lapse. Her face was sitting there like, got me some tea. Can't wait to drop this on her in the argument. And that's exactly what's going to happen next week.
I mean, at the end of the day, that part, it's like kind of irrelevant now because they are married.
So, it is, but you know it ain't going to hurt nonetheless.
Let's say it's true. So what?
But this is the thing. You know, in a group of girls, in an argument, and something happens, and you know you're trying to check somebody, and she's gonna be like, that's why your husband was dating old girl at the same time as you. That's gonna hurt, even if you are married to him. So now,
back to the whole she knew. Now, I have a question. What? If you knew that your husband's ex is going to be at a party, would you go?
No.
I wouldn't go either.
I just don't want the issues.
Yeah,
I just don't want to be around her.
No.
It's not me being insecure. Like she kept saying, you're insecure. It's not a matter of being insecure. I just don't want to.
If it so happens that she's there, it is what it's gonna be a little awkward. But it's not. I'm not gonna go out my way to be friendly. Her. I'm not gonna go out my way to avoid. I'm just gonna be in my zone. And if come in the same space, it is what it is.
I'm gonna be petty as hell, though.
Oh Lord Jesus!
I am going to be petty.
For what?
No. What I'm saying, I'm not going to go out of my way to be petty. However, if she comes in my space, then that's when I will be petty. Now, like me and you sitting here talking, and she try to come in and speak, I'm just going to be like, I'm going to make sure I'm just extra. Make sure that she knows that.
Like, you are irrelevant. I do not see you
like,
at all.
Zayda, so, you know, I'm going to make sure I'm addressing by name. So, just so you know that you're not included in this conversation. I don't want you to think that this is an open conversation. This is directed toward you, or you, not you. I will be honest. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
I wouldn't do all that.
I'm going to be petty. Because why would you walk over here?
I have a story, but I ain't going to share it.
We'll share it at
another
time.
Day.
It might come up in a bowl of randos or toppings
or
something. You never know. I'm going to be petty.
Lord. So overall,
just don't walk over here.
So don't go to the party. Don't go.
That's why I said I wouldn't go. Because I know me.
I wouldn't go.
I'm going to be petty. That's how.
It's like, you know what? It's your husband's day. I'm going to just let it go.
I don't want to ruin your party, girl. You don't spend your money and your coins and stuff. Just don't invite me. Or don't invite her.
Yeah.
You know me. You know me. You know it's two sides to me. Don't know which one gonna show up. Just don't take the chance, girl. Don't take the chance. Don't invite me, girl. Don't do it.
All right, thugger. Nevertheless, what would you
Did you say thugger?
Huh? How would you rate this episode?
I give it a B.
Okay.
I caught your shade though.
I give it a B-.
I'm still a lady.
I know that's
right. At all times.
I know that's right.
Petty or not.
Well, thank you so much for joining us again for another video. And we will see y'all next time.
Yes.
Bye, guys.